Flint, Michigan, once a city proud of its industrial legacy, became a symbol of environmental collapse.
We're the game changers, baby! My name is Copeny. I'm 10 years old. I live in Flint, Michigan, and you may know me as Little Miss Flint.
For Mari Copeny, growing up in Flint meant living at the intersection of environmental and racial injustice. As a young Black girl, she learned to use her voice to transform personal pain into powerful activism.
Mari's story began like many others. She had an ordinary childhood, playing with friends, having fun, and living a carefree life. Little did she know, the water she had grown up drinking was contaminated.
At the age of 8, Mari discovered what was in her water: lead.
The government was switching the water source because they were taking the water from Detroit, so the water was eating away the pipes, so that's what caused lead and chlorine to get into the water. In my family, we were getting bad rashes and headaches, eye burning, and it smelled, so I wanted to speak up and say, hey, the water's bad. Could someone please fix it? But they never did fix it, so I said, well, gotta listen to me because I'm a kid.
Flint's water source had been switched to the Flint River to cut down on expenses, but the safety and well-being of the predominantly Black residents was overlooked. These corroded pipes symbolize a systematic failure where marginalized communities are left to bear the brunt of environmental neglect. The main source of Flint's water supply was changed from Lake Huron to the Flint River. However, the river is highly corrosive, leading to the old lead water pipes corroding directly into their water supply. Without a proper cleaning system in place, this contaminated water caused widespread health crises, especially among children.
Mari's first act of activism was writing a letter to President Obama about the water crisis. But what motivated an 8-year-old to take such a bold step? Mari saw her community and the people she loved around her suffer from a crisis that was out of their control. She was determined to amplify the voices of those who were ignored and wanted to make the world understand what was really happening in Flint. Using a pen and paper, Mari detailed the struggles her community faced and the urgency for change. Her letter, filled with sincerity and urgency, convinced Obama to visit Flint and learn more about the crisis.
Now, not too long ago, I received a letter from a young lady, an 8-year-old girl named Mari Copeny. You may know her as Little Miss Flint.
Obama's visit to Flint was a big moment for Mari. It showed that her voice, even as a young child, had been heard.
And like a lot of you, Mari's been worried about what happened here in Flint. She's worried about what it means for children like her. She's worried about the future of this city and this community. So in the middle of a tragedy that should have never happened here in the United States of America, the denial of something as basic as clean, safe drinking water.
But she knew more than words were needed to cause real change. She needed action. Her powerful uses of messaging became a cornerstone of her activism. Through social media, public speaking, and strategic campaigns, Mari spread her message of urgency to the world. Her consistent, sincere, and peaceful communication made people listen, support, and take action. Beyond fundraising, Mari shared practical knowledge such as educating people on how to cook without water to help empower a community and build resilience. Despite her young age, Mari's methods were thoughtful and strategic, demonstrating that meaningful change is possible when messaging is used effectively.
Despite having support from the president, Mari received a lot of doubt and criticism online. Many believed that youth activism was just a trend. These reactions expose a societal pattern where young women, particularly Black women and girls, are underestimated and dismissed in leadership roles. Mari's resilience in the face of these challenges shows the real power women hold in leadership roles and movements of change.
Some adults do not listen to me. They say that I should sing at a child's place and that I don't know what I'm talking about and they call me racial slurs. Then there's other adults that listen to me and hype me up and boost my confidence up and just are always supportive and there for me and trying to get my voice heard.
Mari orchestrated many rallies and fundraisers and raised $25,000 to distribute millions of bottles to the people of Flint, and was able to co-develop water filtration systems with Hydroviv to distribute to Flint residents. In total, Mari was able to raise over $600,000 for clean water initiatives, school supplies, and community support through social media, GoFundMe campaigns, and through teaming up with other organizations. At such a young age, this level of activism may seem unimaginable, but Mari's ability to make a change was deeply supported by her family and her community. It has also served as an inspiration for other children to stand up and become an activist for other issues within their communities. Her parents and the working class of Flint instilled in her the values of resilience, activism, and empathy. Her kind-heartedness highlights the feminist principle of her community care, where solutions are driven by collective action and empathy for those most affected.
Mari's work went beyond Flint. She became a voice for environmental justice, advocating for not just clean water, but for the health and safety of every community at risk. And as a child, the U.S. citizens found her being an activist intriguing and wanted to support her. Flint is not the only case in the world like this, but is rather part of a larger story of racialized environments where systematic racism leaves communities of color disproportionately exposed to environmental hazards. Mari's activism connected and continues to connect these struggles, showing that the fight for clean water is also a fight for racial equity.
Mari's journey is far from over. She envisions a future where environmental justice is no longer a privilege but a right for all. She hopes to become an even greater activist for more places in need throughout the world. Her fight for Flint has become a fight for the future of the world.
Now I have my very own water filter, and it filters out any lead, bacteria, or any toxic chemicals into the water, which I am currently raising money to send them all over so people can have clean, safe drinking water, because it's not only Flint that has a water crisis, it's America. America has a water crisis, and everybody deserves clean water.
She's already started on this global battle, creating water filters for those without access to clean water within their community.
Flint taught Mari the power of her voice and the strength of community, but her story isn't just about one city. It's about the power of youth to change the world. Join the fight for clean water.